Good morning from Cape Town. It's Angela and Mark Collins here. We're sitting on the deck of Goblet. As a broker, I get a lot of phone calls from people who've never sailed before, never even been on a boat, but they have this dream to go sailing, to own a boat. I don't know if they watched Pirates of the Caribbean and got all excited, or what it is that makes men want to go sailing. So we thought it would be fun to share the story of how we got into sailing. And I would say Mark had just turned 40-ish, and we were sitting on the couch one night watching TV. And he turns to me and he said, and my husband turns to me and he says, I want to buy a boat and sail across the ocean. And he was quite serious. And I said to him, are you nuts? What's got into you? Don't you know there's big waves out there, hey? Big waves, and we're gonna die.
No, you actually said.
What did I say?
You actually said, you freaking nuts. You've got a midlife crisis. Get a gold chain, but not a girlfriend.
Oh dear, but you know, this desire to go sailing can be quite strong, and so he did not give up. And so he started buying the local sailing magazine. There was no internet. This was late 90s, just before internet started.
96, 97.
And
before the internet, before all the fancy cell phones. And
so what we decided was we need to go for a sail to see how we handle it. You know, maybe we'll both get seasick or something, and then that'll definitely not be good. So Mark booked us a passage on a commercial vessel that sailed out of Durban.
a little sailing yacht that takes people for charters.
It was quite a big boat though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a big...
It was a big...
We knew nothing then. It was a big, fat ferro-cement boat.
with a poop deck and like twin masts, and it was really decked out for...
In actual fact, it was a big ferro-cement called Out of Africa.
Oh, do you remember the name?
Yes.
Oh, it was Out of Africa, okay.
Yeah, there was a very old guy who was a skipper.
I couldn't remember the name.
Very old guy who was a skipper.
Sure, and on the morning that we were due to go for the sail, we were nervous and excited and running slightly late, I think, and we didn't take the boys, just Mark and I. We jumped in our little car and
Got there early, actually.
there was another party on board. It was a birthday celebration, and so it was actually quite a nice day, but a big swell, eh? Like a 2
It was
meter.
raining. It was actually
Was
raining.
it raining?
Yes.
Oh my word.
And there was a big swell running out at sea, which was fine, but it was those smooth oceans
Yeah,
that you get in
big
Durban.
smooth swell.
And we actually did enjoy it.
We did enjoy it. We went straight out. He went straight out.
And
on
with the
a-
big swells,
with the
all
big
the
swell.
champagne glasses that for the birthday party went crashing and breaking below. It was like
I remember hearing a crash from below. Yeah.
it was stupid. I mean, you know,
I think it was real glass.
it was, yes, real glass.
And they crashed onto the floor. Shame.
Yes. Anyway,
So we just went straight out and straight back, and we didn't get seasick. And we thought, okay, now we are seriously going to look for a boat.
So every Saturday
Yeah.
we would get hold of a broker in advance, and we would go down to the marina, and we would look at boats. Actually, first, before we even got hold of brokers, we used to go to the marina and just walk around.
Yeah, they used to let you in those days.
Yes, getting Angela used to the idea, and then when she finally said, "Oh, this is quite nice. This is quite nice. Okay." So we got hold of a brokerage.
And Mark saw a Miura.
Well, I
on
didn't
their
know what they
advert.
were.
We didn't know what it was, but it looked nice, and we wanted to see this Miura.
It was in our affordability range at
Yeah.
the time. And anyway,
When we got
there was
there,
another couple who bought the boat ahead of us,
Yeah,
who we
they-
became very good friends with, and we're still friends with them today. But anyway,
Yeah, they had actually
So we lost
squeezed
out.
in half an hour before our appointment, seen
we,
this Miura and bought the Miura.
we lost out.
We lost out on the Miura.
Anyway, it wasn't bad because we bought a little Thunderstruck 28, what they call a 28 Spirit, and we had
Sea
great
turn.
sea turn, and we
Yeah.
had great fun on that
We did have a lot
because
of
they're
fun
very
on
forgiving, they're easy to sail,
here. Yeah.
and
Outboard motor.
well, you know, I had an outboard motor, but some of them have inboards, but still that one didn't. But the point was that we actually couldn't afford sailing lessons.
Yeah, at that time.
At that time, we used all our spare money to buy the boat. And we bought a huge book on how to sail. Do you remember that big book? The front page was a
Fantastic
picture of a boat and said boat or yacht.
Bow. Stern.
Anyway, we
Mast.
gave ourselves a lot of scares on that one. We did, but yeah, that was how we started. And we had that boat for a number of years, and during that period we'd made friends with a man we still very, very good friends with to this day, who taught us a lot. His name was Ron, and Ron had a beautiful boat, a Roberts Mediterranean 37.
It was a beautiful boat.
And he took us sailing a lot. We did a lot of sailing with Ron, and he taught us a lot. A very experienced sailor. He now lives in Portugal,
Yeah.
but we're still Facebook friends with him. But anyway, he taught us a lot. But there was a boat parked opposite us. So I think the sailing bug actually bit Angela because she actually did a lot more sailing than actually me. However, the sailing bug bit, and there was a boat opposite us, a Lavranos design called a Morgan 31, and this boat's name was Rosie Drive. The owner, Peter, did so much to this boat. It was his pride and joy. But it was a beautiful boat. And Angela always said, "I wish we could own a boat like that."
She was beautiful.
So about 2 years into sailing on this other boat, we said we'd saved up enough money now to go to the next level. And it was such a coincidence, or let's call it fate. The day that we had sold our little sea turn, Peter came walking down the walk-on because his boat was parked opposite us, and he said, "We've always admired it, she's for sale." And we bought it that very day. On the same day we sold ours, we bought his, Rosie Drive. We had Rosie Drive for a number of years, and during that period we did a lot of sailing. We also did our day skipper course. But anyway, sitting on the back, this is my wife now who told me I had a midlife crisis. Now we're sitting on the back of Rosie Drive. She had a lovely big cockpit on the boat, and Angela says to me, "I'm going to open my own business." And I went, "Oh, okay, what do you want to do?" It happened to be Women's Day in South Africa. She said, "I'm going to open my own brokerage." And I said, "Wow, okay." She said, "Well, I'm opening my own brokerage because having dealt with brokers here, I can do a much better job than them. There's so many things that owners need to know and need to do. I can help guide them through all of this, and I am going to do this. And well, she did. And that's when Angela Collins Yachts got started. That was the year 2000. And that's when Angela opened Angela Collins Yachts as a brokerage.
So if we can give advice to newcomers to sailing, it would be join a club. Join the club near to where you live, and hopefully at club level you will get an opportunity to go sailing.
Well, I think you've got to join the club. It's just blah, 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 red tape that you have to go through, but it's not, let's not call it red tape, it actually, in fact, it's necessary. You know, Durban operator certificate, to get a day skipper license is very important. It teaches you a lot of stuff, chart work and all sorts of things. It teaches you weather. I think there's a lot that you need to learn.
No, I think I don't regret the way that we went about it. I'm not saying it's correct that you buy the boat first and then learn to sail or wonder what on earth you're going to do now. That's just the way we did it. So I'm going to say advice, it all starts at club level. You have to join a yacht club. They control sailing in South Africa, the yacht clubs. And
it's controlled by SA Sailing.
yeah, and the clubs are then controlled by an organisation known as SA Sailing.
Well, all your qualifications.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I'll talk about the qualifications a little bit. It is important to get a skipper's ticket. According to South African law, you must have a skipper's ticket if you want to take a boat out of the marina, which is greater than 9 meters.
Out to sea.
Well, yeah, even just out of the marina, basically.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
And various levels of skipper's tickets for different.
Yes, so there's various levels of skipper tickets which allow you to do different things. Starting with your day skipper, which allows you to leave the marina and sail offshore during the day only, and only 15 nautical miles offshore. You also need 200 nautical miles in your logbook to qualify to do the skipper's exam. Day skipper.
I mean, day skipper.
Day skipper, yeah.
Which means you've got to go sailing with other people
Yes.
to get these miles, and that was why we actually went with Ron.
Yes, that's right.
We went with Ron because it gave us
Yes.
the Richards Bay run there and back was approximately 160 nautical miles.
Yes.
So we built up. We did numerous trips.
200 nautical miles.
Yeah, we
for
did.
day skipper.
We did a lot of trips with Ron,
Yes.
doing that, and other friends.
And so you can get along with day skipper for a while, but once you own your own boat, you will want to do more and go further, which means you must get your coastal skipper. That allows you to do a coastal passage in South Africa and up to 40 nautical miles offshore.
But any distance on the coast.
Yes, anywhere on
Any
the
distance
coast.
from Cape Town to Durban or Cape Town up the west
But
coast.
staying within
But
40
staying within
nautical
the
miles.
coastline.
Yeah, and you're going to need 800 nautical miles in your logbook
Yeah.
to do the exam. From there, you can go to a yachtmaster offshore, and that allows you to cross an ocean.
And you need how many nautical miles?
2,500
2,500.
in your logbook, yeah.
So at this stage, we have, for many years, we didn't go any further than day skipper.
Yeah.
And
Well, of course, because we had a long break from sailing
and we
as
also
well.
had almost 18 years away from sailing after leaving the industry. Angela had a yacht brokerage, which turned into a factory building yachts. Angela had a factory, which I eventually joined Angela. She was having more fun than me. I had a little business and I was covered in oil and grease all day, running around, fixing what we call heat exchangers. And she was having way too much fun for me. And so I joined her. She was running around marinas in shorts and t-shirts and tackies and having fun. So I eventually joined her, and we then Angela commissioned Lebranas to design a 37-foot monohull, which we call Blue Bay 37. So we built that with staff and boat builder in a factory. We built the plug, the mold, and built boats. And we also got hold of the molds from two very nice people, Robert and Don, who owned the molds for a catamaran, a 40-foot catamaran called the Parlay catamaran, which was a Simonis design. And we built those as well in the factory. I think we took on way too much. And we used to travel to the United States twice a year to do the Miami Boat Show, which was, I think, at the beginning of the year, and the Fort Lauderdale Boat Show, which is, I think, at the end of the year. I can't remember which way around they are.
But it the business kind of put a stop to any dream of cruising. Yeah, we were too busy.
Yes. And so we didn't pursue any more qualifications at that time. And we did very limited sailing, so busy with the factory, 7 days a week. And then, I know we're off the topic of owning a boat and going sailing, but it just sort of ends this video maybe.
Yes, I will do another video about what is involved in buying a boat.
Yes, I think buying a boat is another topic.
Red tape in buying
yes,
a
and
boat.
I think people new to the industry, and some even who've been in it who are sailors and have boats, also still get, a little. So we'll go through. I think you'll go through that on another one.
Yes, I will.
Okay, so.
Oh, it was nice chatting.
Yes.
Thank you for listening to us waffling on here.
And as we sit here, we're sitting on our goblet, which is a Lebranas 36 boat.
Here in Cape Town.
Here in Cape Town. Let me show you a little bit of the boat.
There's a huge cruise liner there.
There's a huge cruise liner. This is our marina in Royal Cape Yacht Club in Cape Town. And there is Table Mountain. Aren't we so fortunate to look at that? And of course today is one of those lovely days in Cape Town, which
the wind is not howling.
If the wind is not howling, because we have never lived in Cape Town, and so we say on a day like today, which is going to be beautiful, we're going to pay for this 3 times over. Cape Town seems to have that. The Cape throws you a beautiful day, but you're going to pay for it, boy. You're going to pay, because it's going to be howling gale for 3 days. It's just the way the Cape is. But we're enjoying it. We're loving it. And I think, one thing I'll say, Angela is quite dynamic in her own way. And she decided to make videos of all our yachting experience.
Mostly because Mark talked about it for
I
years,
talked
but
about
never
it,
did
but
it.
never did it.
So I decided
So
I
she
would
decided
do it.
she's going to do it.
Yeah,
And here we are. You've
Yeah.
made how many? 109
109 or 110.
videos on her YouTube channel. Go to Angela Collins Yacht's YouTube channel. There's a variety of videos because Angela has reopened her brokerage. Angela has reopened Angela Collins Yachts after a break of 18 years. Has been reopened. So if you're looking for a boat, if you're wanting to sell a boat, come to Angela and have a chat. I must admit the stock is low. There are not a lot of boats for sale. There's not a lot of boats for sale. And there's a lot of scrap. And boat prices, pre-owned boat prices are quite good.